She likes my new finger claws. I have them on so I can show everybody that's in the chat with
Cool.
us. But I scratched her behind the ear. She was like, "Oh, oh, this I like." Yep. Flopped on the floor, happy kitty. I need to scoot. Yes, to be in the middle. There we go.
I see. You were in the middle, but I don't know.
The camera's on one side or the other. Just can't tell.
And we're crooked. Alright. I guess that's as good as it gets. I should probably share some junk.
Something like that. Kitty is in
Oh,
she was. And she wandered off. I want to share you with my friend.
Twitch is being grouchy today. It's like not putting the updated title in, even though I put it in like hours ago.
So yeah, sometimes mine would do that too. I'd have to like refresh it on my actual channel, like not just in the dashboard, but then I'd have to go onto the main channel and refresh it there too, and then it would finally pop up.
Last night I recorded, it went like, I changed it, we went on air, everything went the right way, but I don't, I guess, record a stream as often as we do. Okie doke. Shared at the Facebook and the Twitter. And Diamond Club is supposed to let people know. I'm not real confident about that. Oh, Night Attack is on, so yeah, those people aren't coming.
Can't actually use my fingers with my finger claws on, which is nice. I just need to go onto here and share that. Let's turn my phone on silent. That'd be good.
God, my hair is still wet. Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
You know, I turn you up a little.
Okay. I'll also try to speak out.
Yes, use the microphone.
Yeah, it does. It says 106 instead of 108 on the. Oh well. Share.
It does. Typo.
Oopsie.
I can fix that. 8. There. 8. Actually, it's weird. On my PC it says 106, and on my Mac it says 108.
Technology's just being weird tonight, apparently.
So because I use the PC login to change it, because that's where I'm logged in as the grills. Okay then. Okay, switching the notes. Ready?
Ready.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 108 of Geek Grills. The Grills podcast is supported primarily by our patrons. Please go today to www.patreon.com www.patreon.com/grills. I am September, also known as 9 of 12, and I'm joined by my co-host tonight, Linda, also known as True Noob.
Hello.
Jen's on call, so unfortunately she couldn't make it with us tonight. If you haven't been here before, we've got 3 women hosts and we just talk about nerdy stuff. Tonight we're going to be talking about crossplaying and other gender shifting in like movies and other characters on TV. So what have you been...
Stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
So what have you been up to this geeky week?
Well, first, I actually have a plushie update after so long. So, one of my friends, I've put out the announcement to my friends that from now until about the end of December, I can take commissions. Because after the end of December, I have to start working for MomoCon in earnest, because I'll have spent the money for the table and the yada yada 6 months out. So he contacted me and said, I don't know what I want, but I want something. So we went through a couple of options, and he finally decided on a plushy cactus.
Okay.
So, I made the cactus. It's got little dirt that goes with it, and I've put it in this terracotta pot. Pot was like $1 at Michael's. But my husband looked at it and he said, "You know, I'm kind of happy you put the flower on the top." And I was like, "Yeah." Otherwise, it would look questionable.
Oh man.
So I've made a little plushy cactus for my friend. He's gonna have a pet cactus now. That he won't have to worry about killing it all. Secondly, if you are watching us live on Twitch, I can show off my finger claws that came in for my costumes this year, because I'm going to use them for multiple costumes, because why not? They're very pretty. They're filigree, black metal, and they just sit on the ends of my fingers. I still have manual dexterity. I can use my hands.
I want some of those. They're so cool.
I can give you the name of the Etsy seller.
Yes.
I will do so. I think it was Jekyll and Hyde Jewelry is what it's called, and she is on Etsy. These were $15 per hand, so $30 for
That's
both
not
hands.
bad. That's like one manicure. And
Yeah,
you can use them forever.
Actually, it is. It's about about one manicure's worth, but yeah. And I just love them. They're just really nice, and I feel like doing the hand motions when I have them, and being all, delicate and maybe a little sinister when I have them on.
Yeah, just a little. I think you can do damage with those.
I mean, they're not really sharp, but they're a little sharp. They're just a tiny bit sharp. I had a very nice family birthday / anniversary gathering on Saturday, where we got an anniversary present from my parents and Matt's parents. It is a Nightmare Before Christmas cuckoo clock that sings "This is Halloween," a little snippet of "This is Halloween," and 0 comes out as the cuckoo on the hour, and it's really cute. And you can turn the music off at night so it doesn't, scare the bejesus out of you out of sound sleep.
That thing is gorgeous.
I love it. I love it so much.
At least your family knows you well.
Yes, and lots of my friends are jealous. Also on Saturday, we went late night. We actually saw Venom, and despite what I said last week, because last week I was very hesitant about it because it had a pretty bad score on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics were like ripping it apart. It's not bad, actually. It's a junk food movie. It's a movie that it may not be the best movie in the world, but you still enjoy it. I agree with the other reviews, which you've got on Rotten Tomatoes, you have the critics reviews, and then you have the audience reviews. The critics reviews gave it like a 36, but the audience reviews gave it about an 89. And I would say that's probably more accurate, at least for me.
Yeah, everyone I know who has seen it, that are actual nerd fans, were like, I mean, it's not the best Marvel movie, but it was loads of fun. They enjoyed it, so
Yeah,
which is
it's
good.
not. Yeah, and it's not actually. It's not on the level of Marvel because it's made by Sony, so it's a different studio that's made it.
Yeah.
But it had fun. It didn't take itself too seriously, even though a lot of the trailers like showed this kind of grim dark thing. It's not that at all. It's got some good humor in it. It's got really good fight scenes. So I really enjoyed it, and we're probably gonna get it on DVD and Blu-ray when it comes out.
My worry is it's gonna give me the same. I don't know. I hope I enjoyed it as much as other people did. I wonder if in the trailers I saw in the theater, if they did the same thing where they released it before everything was really finished. Because
Well,
I thought the CG looked terrible.
it looked okay when I was watching it. I think that's what they did is they just released it with not all of the stuff on it that it needed to have. I could see a couple places where they shifted the story a little bit, and there's a couple of plot holes. But other than
That makes me crazy.
well, you have to look for them though. If you're just kind of going in there to enjoy the movie and not think about it too hard, don't think about it too hard. As long as you don't think about it too hard, it's a perfectly fine movie. It's fun. And then on Sunday, I played lots and lots of Pokemon Go, and through getting the research done, I caught what might be my favorite Pokemon. I had never seen it up until this point, but and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly because I hadn't actually seen it. The Suicune? Is that how you pronounce that? Suicune?
I thought it was just Suicune.
Or Suicune? Like I said, I've only read the name, but I love his design. It's like a puppy horse thing that's blue, and it's got like a purple mane, and its tail is all like ribbons. And I was like, I love the way that looks. I don't even know what you do, but I think you're my favorite.
It is super pretty. I got one too from research, but I already had one, but I don't remember where I got it.
But yeah, so that was basically my last week.
Well, I this weekend go. I got Celebi. Yay!
Yay!
Finally did all the things. God, they're so cute. That made me really happy. Although I can't believe I flaked on it. Like, I was out and I finished the research. And I got the last thing I needed, and it was like, start the encounter now. I'm like, wait, because I was out and I was on my way home. I was just stopping to take a gym when I completed the last task. So I was like, I'll just go catch it at home, and then maybe I can get a good background picture, because you have to use AR when you catch it.
Yeah.
And I gotta have it in my house, and then completely flaked. Got home, started working, doing this, that, and then the next day I was out doing errands, and I ended up catching Celebi in my car in front of the Family Dollar.
Well, that's okay.
It's okay. Got it. I hosted trivia this week at the Fourth Creek Brewery, and that went really well. It was going to be monthly, talking about doing it more often now because it worked, as that kind of thing does, and some people that were just, going to have a beer and leave stuck around for another hour.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah, although the trivia service I recommended for when they're not making them up, and I warned them this was going to happen, because I was like, I think this is the same one the place around the corner uses. So when you subscribe, you're going to get the whole archive, and you probably want to pick an older one. Well, dude totally, I guess, forgot, and I ended up doing the same trivia they had done around the corner a few days ago.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, I think there was only like one person in the room who knew that. Yeah, whoops. But that won't happen again. They want to do themed ones. They want to do like a Star Wars one in November.
Alright, yeah.
And, I mean, that's fun, and it can be its own draw, but we'll see how it goes. Because, I mean, the thing with trivia, you like to go because you think, oh, I don't know anything. But if there's always a category, right? When there's a bunch of different categories.
Yeah, there's always one that you're like, aha, I know
Yeah.
that.
And so I worry about having one that's all themed, but we'll see. See what else. I've been busting my ass on the election. That's been something. I just got a budget to hire people, and my plan was like to flyer at the college nearby because it's like $10 an hour. Go knock on doors, and they're on a fall break. Oops. So yeah. Anybody else have quick hire ideas? I'm welcome to them. What else? Oh, my voice is weird today. My Halloween costume is coming along so great. Well, it's like pretty much done. There's like one more I'm going to tack the trim on. But I'm doing Lily Munster. And I got this tiered sheer dress. And I dyed it pink. And I sewed like black lace trim. And then I got this black stretchy lace that I can do that wrapping around thing she's got in the middle. And it turned out so good. And then I was like struggling with the necklace. Because sometimes she wears a brooch, but she's, the big bat is the iconic thing. And I'm searching online, I'm searching. And the only ones I can find that look anything like it are like, authentic, like $50, like crazy. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Finally, I found one that looked like it, and it was from Spirit.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have any of those around here.
Oh, no. I have one like right next to my house.
But we do have a Halloween store in town this year. So I was like, well, probably I'll get their crap at the same place, so I'll go there. And I ran over there between raids. And I'm running around, and they had one single bat necklace in the back of the store, and it's the perfect dimension. I have to shorten the chain. The chain, this thing would hang like at my belly. I don't know who this chain was for, but the pendant is perfect.
The hippie vampire, they're trying to go with the long necklaces. I don't know.
I don't know, man. That was just really strangely long. Maybe they thought someone was gonna wear shoulder pads. I don't know.
Maybe it was for a belt.
It says necklace.
Well.
On his neck, that is. But it's pretty perfect, so I'm pretty much done.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. What else? The Halloween Fairy Project. So it's that time of year again, folks, and if you want to help me, contact me. I'm collecting Halloween costumes again for the homeless shelters and the women's shelter in town. They let me know how many kids they have and what sizes they have and what costumes they want. And, I'll take any costumes because I like to give them choices. And sometimes they give requests and sometimes they don't. I'm not going to know exactly how many I need until, right before Halloween. But right now, that's when everything is available. And I got a donation from my mom. And the brewery, my wonderful friends at the brewery, didn't have a charity event this month, so they're doing it. If you go to Fourth Creek Brewing and you take a child's costume, they give you 10% off your tab.
That's awesome.
That made me so happy. You guys are the best. Normally it's a couple people who say they're going to help and then forget and give me $10 on the last day and I run around like a maniac. So, and I made, speaking of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, I made 2 tote bags for Jen this week.
Yay!
She's going to have as many crazy tote bags as I do soon.
Yay. That's the best. I
They're,
can always use more bags.
Oh, they turned out so good. She's going to be crazy happy with those. I'm a little bummed because I kind of want one of those now. And I used all the fabrics.
Aww.
So I guess with that...
Buy more.
Well, yeah, but I can't find that freaking that shade of purple canvas that I use for the liner that I use that matches so well.
Boo.
Yeah. I might keep trying. So I guess with that, it is time for the Geek Grapevine.
Huzzah.
So you have a Good Omens story.
Yes, so they're doing a 6-episode mini-series based off of the books that Neil Gaiman actually was involved in the writing for. So I think that's going to be very, very good. And it's got good actors, and I'm just kind of excited for it because it looks like it's going to be awesome. So...
It really does. He's been tweeting stuff from the set for a while, and I am hyped.
Yeah, so they've got a bunch of the actors. Let me see if I can find the list. Obviously, it's Michael Sheen and David Tennant are the two main. David Tennant's playing the demon, playing Crowley, and Michael Sheen is playing Erzaphale. I'm going to get this name wrong. Erzaphale. And, like, there's a bunch of others. It looks good. I am happy. I'm so happy.
So I saw one of our listeners post this week and ask the question, not a question, I don't know, a challenge, I don't know how, but it was, convince me to read Good Omens with something other than Neil Gaiman wrote it.
It is basically, I don't want to call it buddy cop because that's not the right word, but it's just two dudes that are friends going through, like, time, because it goes from, like, ancient world into modern day, and it shows their relationship evolve and change, and how they discover that they don't have to have this black and white perspective on the world, that they can make this kind of gray perspective work for them, and that they both want to save that perspective and save the world that they have learned it from. So that's
So that's a good synopsis.
that's a good synopsis. So it's nice. It's good. It's delightful.
It is. It's a good read, and I probably would want to read it before watching the show. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have to trust they stayed true or made it even better because Gaiman is actually, writing the screenplay.
He said that it's actually in the article here, that it is going to deviate, but it's the same world. It's a story that people who have read the book will recognize. So it's not exactly the same, but he's in on the writing, so he's translating it as best he can from book to screen.
Well, and I've seen these stories about where, because he's on the set, and there's things that, they're moving stuff around, and he's like, no, that has to be there because of something that's going to happen later, that he knows, and had a real hands-on thing going with that, so. Yeah.
So, I'm excited. I think it's going to be great. Premieres in 2019, so look for that.
Waiting anxiously. So a 5-minute trailer for Aquaman came out.
Yes, I did see that too.
I haven't watched it, but I figured it was newsworthy, and I will have the link in our notes.
It's basically his origin story as to why he's Aquaman. I'm like, okay.
Wow, like Under the Sea just popped into my head.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of... DC has done a lot of stuff, and I'm like, you're kind of backtracking. It's like, you realized after you popped out Justice League that nobody really these characters just came out of nowhere. So, I guess now they're trying to do here's the origin stories, which is a little backwards, but they're trying to compete with Marvel, so...
Okay, but are we gonna seriously, after complaining about having to see Peter Parker's origin story so much from Marvel, and how much overkill that was, and Batman, every time, the whole pearl clutching, my parents are dead... I mean, it can't have both ways.
No, but it also may be just because that actor is in high demand, and so they're like, hey, let's make an Aquaman because everyone will come see him.
Well, the things they did with that character in Justice League were quite intriguing.
Yeah. So we shall see. We shall see, I guess.
It's not your cartoon Aquaman, that's for sure.
Nope.
So SpaceX on Sunday successfully launched its first West Coast satellite. I have been seeing some amazing photographs about this and hearing people talk about the effects that happened because they did the launch at night. Mm-hmm. Just wow. Like when it's still in space and you can see the swirl of stuff like reflecting back and pretty awesome.
Yep.
And they had to warn everybody in California, there's going to be a sonic boom. Don't panic.
Nobody panic. It's not the aliens, it's just us.
Yeah, just SpaceX. But there's some great pictures in this article. I mean, like when it first launched, it was like, looked like daylight so much.
I can only imagine, because it's a lot of juice.
Yep. And apparently it's going to be the biggest antenna in space for a civil mission. They're gathering soil moisture information. And
right.
in a partnership with Italian Cosmo SkyMed Expansar constellation, okay, they're assisting with rapid response during national disasters.
That'll be nice. I'd appreciate that.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how they're going to coordinate with the government for that. I mean, the presidential alert people let us know.
Maybe they can tell Verizon not to turn off not to throttle the firefighters. Did you hear that story?
Yeah.
During the wildfires, Verizon throttled their service.
You're using too much bandwidth. Give us more money. Ew.
Using too much. And it's like, excuse us, we're trying to battle a forest fire. We're trying to battle a wildfire.
Yeah, not okay.
Yeah.
Anybody thinks we don't need net neutrality now?
Well, and then sorry, that went off the rails.
Day's fine. So we're going to talk today about crossplay and gender switching in other roles. I was very busy this week, so we're kind of last minute. What are we going to talk about? Oh my god! I'm like, my husband's like, are they Doctor Who fans? I'm like, well, not as much as me. And that might not be a whole episode anyway, but I am really excited to have a new female Doctor. Mm-hmm. I think there's plenty of foreshadowing, and I'm glad people don't seem to be freaking out from what I've seen, but I might be in a bubble, and I'm going to stay there because I am happy, and I think she did great.
Yeah, she looks real good. I haven't had the chance to... I saw the episode where they made the transition, where... regeneration, there we go, that's what I was looking for, where he did the regeneration, but I haven't seen the episodes past that, but I think, her design's really cool, and I think it's a good step, because they're Time Lords. They're not human. They don't have that same, it's just, I think it was just tradition that it was a guy forever and ever. Yeah,
I mean, look at the time it began in, right? I mean, when it began, that regeneration wasn't even really actually going to be a thing. That was kind of something they made up. They retconned that shit. And I had a friend argue with me the other night, well, it hasn't been real Doctor Who, there were only 12 regeneration, so they're just not. And I'm like, they retconned that, but dude, they made up regeneration on the fly. That is no, I'm sorry, you can't say that's not real.
Because, I think they realized how popular it was, and so they wanted to keep going, but the guy that was actually playing him either didn't want to or couldn't or something. And so they were like, oh, they regenerate.
Yeah.
He looks different now. It's the same person, but he looks different now.
And they did, and the regenerations are always interesting to watch. And I think it helps the audience because, like, it's such a strange concept, right? Like, you're the same person, sort of, but you don't really remember yet, and you're figuring that out, and how each actor handles that, and then the actors themselves. I mean, they got to get their feel for how they're going to portray this role, and I think it like lets us experience that with the actor.
Yeah. And you not only see that with the doctors, you actually also saw that with River Song, because she also regenerated.
I love her.
Part TARDIS. I'm not even sure, but which I thought was very, very interesting.
Yeah, my husband and I really enjoyed this. I felt like she was channeling Tennant at times, which, I mean, they work together on Broadchurch, so
yeah.
I think.
It's gonna take her a couple episodes to find her midpoint, her median, her legs.
Yeah.
That's the same for any kind of like actress that's starting any series, not just Doctor Who.
Well, I think she did great. I mean, she really did own it. She and the episode itself was kind of there's a monster par for the course, but they did a lot of great stuff with having strong woman things, but without being like totally in your face about it. Like, spoilers. Pause so people can go away or mute for a minute or forward. Like, she makes her own Sonic. So you see her like casting and welding and soldering, and there's another character in it who, like, it's her and her husband, and she's like charging into battle basically, and he's a little like, what are you doing? Like, little reversals, but they're like, they just fit with the character, and it's not like shoving it down your throat or anything. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, I loved it. Definitely gonna keep watching. Excited to see her develop. I like the way they did the clothes reveal. Instead of her just regenerating and being in a new outfit, they did a thing where she was just in the tattered remnants of Capaldi's shit.
Yeah.
And had to go shopping, and then came out in the whole, Mork from Orc mod thing she's got going on there.
You know what? It works. It works. I've seen the character design, so I think it works.
Yeah, it's quirky. It's quirky. It's comfortable. The only thing, the whole culottes, but it's a little. That thing throws me but yeah.
I heard somebody, I think it was somebody else I watch on YouTube, is like, culottes go in and out of fashion. It's like just every so often the clothing industry goes, you know what, we should make culottes, and then they realize, you know what we shouldn't have made? Culottes. Exactly.
So I haven't seen any backlash yet. I'm sure the incels are having their day. Like they did with, let's say, Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I haven't seen the newest Ghostbusters, and not because of anything like trying to make a statement. It's just because when it came out, I was super busy, and then I never saw it. So I'm perfectly fine with new women Ghostbusters.
It was on TV recently, and we watched it again because we did go and see it, and we watched it again when it came on TV because it's funny.
Yeah, well, they've got a lot of they picked really good actresses. They picked funny actresses to play in it.
Yeah, they did, and the script was good, and and they had like enough callbacks to the original, without being completely moronic. And I mean, come on, guys. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, these guys don't need the work. They didn't just show up in the movie and make their cameos because, they needed money. And if they think it's going all right, guess what? It's not terrible. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Now, how... Oh, and my husband sent me this, and I'm not sure why. He knew what we were talking about, and he said there's, that rules of the internet.
Oh, yeah. It's, rule...
63...
Is it 63? Yeah.
Is for every male character, there's a female version, no exceptions. Mm-hmm. And 63.2 is for every female character, there is a male version, no exceptions. Mm-hmm. So what the hell? What's 63.1?
I think 63.1 is the beginning of that. Anyway, people who don't use the right system. And that's, I've seen a lot of fan art. Maybe not, official stuff, but again, I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm subscribed to a lot of people. There's a gal that I watch that draws, she's really good. She's professional level artist that will draw characters gender bent all the time. That's one of her go-to things, is that she's drawn, she's done Disney princesses, she's done movie characters, pretty much anything that you would want. She has flipped them. She's taken Disney couples and flipped them to what they would be,
to the opposite.
The opposite, yeah. Which her stuff is great. It's Mayu Art on YouTube. I'll try and remember to link that.
Yeah, please do. I'm really interested in that. I'd love to see it. I really like seeing that sort of thing. I don't feel you should be constrained by your body type, and I don't feel like you should be constrained by your gender. I mean, if you love a character and you're a fan, why the hell should you not be allowed to that tribute? Because, make that tribute because of the wrong gender. And look at, have you ever watched K-Pike Fashion? Mm-mm. Oh my God. So subscribe on Twitch or look at her. Oh, she does body painting.
Ooh,
and
I love that.
So stunningly good at it. And I mean, she's done Goku, and I think she's done a Venom, and I mean, she does male and female heroes. I mean, but she's completely amazing in doing characters, and her dedication is ridiculous, and she does really well. I mean, she gets sponsored. One day I tuned in, I think Jen actually turned me on to her. And she was doing... What was she doing? Darn it. Oh, I just got completely thrown off. Because there's something scratching in my wall.
Oh, no.
What the hell?
Okay.
But anyway, she was doing a character from a game. It was Lords Mobile that I play. And Lords Mobile had paid her to, do one of our characters.
I've linked the YouTube channel for people on our notes. So. Oh,
in the notes. Okay. I was like, I don't see it in the chat.
Okay. So, our Nightbot has been you post one link and it's shut down. I'm like,
oh no!
It is. Nightbot is coming at us with a stick. So I was like, maybe I'll let the person that's signed in as us.
Yeah, it seems to be working right now, so.
Okay. It's just on previous shows we've had people try I've tried to post things and then somebody else was trying to post things and it was no. Okay, Nightbot. You do you.
Okay, well, I'll stick that in there, and I'm also just in our chat, and I'll put something in our notes as well for audio listeners about K-Pike Fashion. I actually put her YouTube channel there. Because, I mean, if you spend more time on YouTube, you spend more time on YouTube. Yep.
That's where I get my entertainment during the day.
Yeah, I'm more a Twitch hangout person. Mm-hmm. Our friend Barney that I do my other show with, he's more a YouTube guy as well.
Mm-hmm. And crossplay, and we're not talking about if people don't know, just PS and by the way, it's actually the one gendered character that you have gendered for either yourself or whatever. We're not talking about like counterparts. Like for Superman, there's a super girl or woman or whatever. That's not the same thing. Just kind of FYI, if people don't know, because I don't know how nerdy people are. Knowing that. So like, you know, something like Ghost Spider. Some people call her Spider Gwen. That's not her name. She's definitely like her own character,
Right.
and not a crossplay.
It's funny, we're calling it crossplay, but there's another... Like, are we using that term right? Because crossplay is also, like, cross-platform gaming.
I don't know. Maybe it's just called gender bent.
Well, Wikipedia says it's a type of cosplay in which a person dresses up as a character of a different gender.
Well, we're gonna trust Wikipedia on this one.
But it's not the first result when you look it up. Get on it, Wikipedia. What are you doing? But it was funny. Rob, my husband, also was like, well, you probably can't have Silver on again, right? Because we've had her on twice. And she does cosplay.
Oh yeah, like at the burlesque show at DragonCon, there was a bunch of like crossplay stuff because they were doing it for the burlesque show, but there's a Joker. I'm trying to remember all the other ones. I distinctly remember the Joker because she was very, very good at what she was doing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never seen a Joker done in female.
It was she was very good at burlesque in general. Like, I mean, we don't care about cursing on this show or anything, and whatever rating that we have, but she did a move where her boobs were swinging the different ways. Like, she had tassels on. I don't know how she managed that. But I very distinctly remember it. It was memorable.
Those are super memorable things. We went to a show one time and somebody had tassels on their butt and got them spinning. And I was like, oh my god, assholes! Assholes are a thing?
So yeah, and having just done DragonCon a couple weeks ago, a month ago now, you see that everywhere. And, you know, I, for one, will always compliment someone if it's an awesome costume. You know? I don't care who you're sometimes I don't even know who they're cosplaying, and I'm like, that is awesome. I don't know who that is, but you spent a lot of time on that.
Wow, I just found an amazing one on Twitter. So, yeah. Post that too. Like, I don't know. I'll never be that good at cosplay. Actually, does it count if you go halfway?
Sure.
When, many years ago, I dressed as Desire.
Oh, yeah.
And I wore, you know, like a suit and had my hair slicked back and you know, she's supposed to be very androgynous and not be one or the other. And I thought I did a great job until somebody got really drunk and said, and they were mad at me too. So they're like, that was a stupid idea. You're not pulling off androgyny. Your tits are too big.
Well, that was rude.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that, folks.
Don't do that. Don't be that guy or girl. Just don't be that person. I've seen it, like, just amazing kinds of cosplays, and I think you should just do, you know, be the character that makes you happy.
So what other movie? There's another movie coming out where they're changing all the genders?
Well, I know that they were doing they did I don't know if it was a remake or just a continuation, Ocean's 8. Like, where
Oh,
they were doing all girls.
yeah. I haven't seen that, but I haven't seen any of those. I'm not,
Yeah.
because I'm not an action movie person so much.
Trying to think. Because I was just at the movies. I'm trying to remember what trailers I saw. I wasn't really paying attention to the trailers. I was too busy worrying that this was about to be a trash fire movie, which it wasn't. It was a good movie.
Now, apparently, along with Rule 63, there are other laws of gender bending.
Yeah, I forget. There's the one rule that it's like, if you've thought of it, it's on the internet or something like that. I can't remember what rule that is.
And, there's the... if there is a thing, there is porn.
That's the rule I'm thinking of. If there's a thing, there's already porn of it on the internet. That's the rule.
So apparently the first law of gender bending here says, once a girl has been created, circumstances will conspire to keep her a girl. Okay. What?
I don't think that's correct. I don't think that one's correct.
Not only are male to female gender benders a lot more common than their female to male counterparts, they are also a lot more permanent. I'm not buying this.
Mm-mm.
From what I've seen a lot of the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I've seen at every con I've been to, way more female to male switches, because I mean, there could be a lot more characters to choose from. I mean, with so much typing with girls, like there's only so many Disney princesses, and that's a lot of fabric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it ever a bad idea?
I mean, is Bowsette a bad idea?
Is what?
Bowsette?
I don't know. Oh, like Bowser?
Have you not seen
No.
that? Okay, so apparently there's this crown that they were showing off that changed. It's this little like pink crown, and it changed Bowser into Bowsette. If you look up, take your life into your hands and type in Bowsette into your web browser.
Nerd tongue twisters.
Yeah. Why did my thing bing at me? Stop it, Markiplier. I don't care.
Who is
I mean,
Girl
I care.
Bowser? Okay, so this is DeviantArt stuff.
Well, Bowsette was everywhere on Facebook for last week. I'm still seeing it. It's basically like it's a crown that gender bent Bowser into a woman. Because it's the crown that changes Toadette into a Peach clone, basically.
Oh.
And they were like, somebody had the brainwave. What would happen if we put it on Bowser? And then it exploded on the internet. There's so much fan art now.
Yeah, I think people unnecessarily overreact to this sort of thing. I did find an interesting article in Entertainment Magazine about a whole list of shows where characters were switched genders in during the show development, and I mean, you never even knew it happened.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. That's good to hear there's that kind of writing going on where people are being, treated like people instead of stereotypes that you could yeah, let's cast, a dude there instead or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Well, in Battlestar Galactica, what was it, Starbuck, I think? Like, in the original, Starbuck was a guy. And in the newer version of it, it was a woman. And that was just fine.
Well, and Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Sigourney Weaver's alien character was apparently originally a male character.
Ah. I mean, it's way past any point when it would matter, but I'm glad they went with a woman there.
Yeah, because, I mean, whoever they would have cast, it would have... I think they're... Well, I guess that's a stereotypy thing to begin with, but I feel like it wouldn't have had as much impact.
I think it would have depended on who they cast. If it had been like a big buff macho man, then, you know, you would have felt differently than if it had been like a nerdy, you know, like science geek.
Well, because Alien has it's one of those series that to me it crosses the line between horror and action and sci-fi really well. Like one of my favorite horror movies, well, to me it's a horror movie, but I guess people could say it's sci-fi, is Pitch Black.
Oh, I love Pitch Black. That's a good one.
Love it. And you know what? I could see Sigourney Weaver playing that lead, and I think it would have had the same effect, even though, you know, what's his Vin Diesel, like super buff, rough action star. Mm-hmm. But there are things about his demeanor that I think she could have played that, and it would have had very much the same effect.
Yeah, because he was very much like the devil may care kind of attitude, and that really defined his character rather than what he looked like.
Oh, so cold. Oh.
What?
He's just so cold.
Yeah. Well,
but then Riddick, you know, you get to see his soft spots in later parts of that series.
Yeah, well, so here's the thing about that series and also about Alien and that series is that each of those movies and those franchises are like different, almost different genres. They're all in the sci-fi kind of, you know, overarching genre, but the very first of each of those movies is way more like horror adventure, and then the second one in both of those series is way more dark fantasy.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree.
There's a tonal shift, and I really love that actually. And then the third one in
because that's so much better than just trying to like, oh, that worked, let's do it again, which is how sequels fail, right?
Yeah, the third one in the Riddick series turned into a survival kind of story, and then the third one in the Alien series just turned weird. But beside all that,
and apparently the lead role in Salt was intended for Tom Cruise.
Interesting.
And then we got Angelina Jolie.
Sure, why not? Sure.
It's like I can't imagine Tom Cruise in it now. Like, I don't know.
Well, he's got his Mission Impossible movies that will never die.
That's true. Sorry, I'm pausing here. I can fix this up later, guys.
Oh no, what's happening?
Oh, nothing really. I'm just trying to when someone else is hosting, fine. Trying to put the links in the chat and make sure they're in the notes while I'm talking. I'm like, that's okay. I gotta put the bumpers in anyway because the stream deck is giving me fuckery. So I'll just be able to take out all the silent bits. So I guess we'll wrap up.
It's fun to talk about though, because there's all, you know, if you start talking about crossplay and gender switching, and it's just a whole plethora of of options and ideas that come into your head.
Oh, there's such treasure to see too, that the creativity people have expressed in art and cosplay, and to do that and think about the challenge of playing a role. I mean, can you imagine the pressure of those chicks in Ghostbusters? Like, because that's such an iconic film, and having to listen to all that shit.
Yeah, it's
just pandering to women.
Don't listen to the bullshit, is what I say.
Yeah.
They're just unimaginative dillweed holes. That's my opinion on
I think we have an episode title.
You're welcome.
Holy moly. So anyway, what are you most anticipating coming up?
this Thursday, I play in a wind ensemble called Peachtree Symphonic Winds. I play in with my father because we both play instruments. I play oboe and he plays trombone. We're having our first concert this Thursday, so we're going to do Symphonic Treasures. That's usually the first concert of the season. Our season goes from like school season, so fall to the very beginning of the summer. So that'll be what I'm doing Thursday. And then this weekend, I have Garden of Destinies. So I shall go be a sassy jazz singer. And,
with very, very pointy nails.
very pointy nails. I don't know if I'm going to take them for this character. I think I still have to get used to them. I'm still figuring them out, but we'll see. Last game, I told Death Toodles and walked out, so... I basically told Death to fuck off. So we'll see what happens this game if that comes back to bite me in the ass.
Yeah, let us know if that worked. We'll be working a lot because early voting starts on the 17th here. Yep. So there's that. And what else? Is there a nerd thing? I know there was something. Other than the actual Lily costume debut is going to be next weekend. So that'll be before we play again, because I'm going to an event on the 13th. Overnight. Hotel takeover. Haunted hotel. Decorating my room and stuff. I got to come up with some creepy recipes, because if you want to win a contest, feed people to show up.
Yep.
So there's that, and I have to fetch a few last pieces for Rob's costume. I did get him a pinstripe suit. He's a tie. He's getting his hair dyed.
Well, you know what I thought was really, really funny is you were telling about how he's being Gomez, and that reminds me actually of my friend's wedding. They got married on October 31st, and it was a costume wedding. He was Jack Skellington, and she was the corpse bride. Because she was like, but I need a wedding dress, and he's bald, so...
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to do Herman. Like, yeah. Rob is the same height to shorter, depending which leg he's standing on, than I am. Let alone that big square head. And so, yeah. It was like, no, they're swingers. It's fine. I mean, I'm sure. Although, we're thinking about switching up for actual, like, closer Halloween when we go out to our local places for a contest or whatever at Delaney's. Because we were watching we found, I think it was on Netflix, they didn't have any monsters, but they did have Addams Family. So we were watching some old ones so Rob could character study. And as soon as Lurch came on, we just looked at each other like, oh my god. Because Tall Thomas is literally 7 feet tall. And so I kind of want to ask him if he's got a suit. Because I can't afford a 7-foot-tall suit. But I will gladly do his makeup. And I was talking to my friend Lauren today, who works there. And she's like itty-bitty. And she was thinking about doing Wednesday.
Yay.
I'm like, if you do Wednesday, I will talk to Thomas. And I already have a dress that's a Morticia dress. I don't have to make another costume. I would just spray something to cover my actual white streak in my hair. Like, I don't have to do my hair for Lily, but I'll have to do it for Morticia.
Yep.
So we'll see, and if not this year, maybe we'll do that next year, because Rob will still have the suit.
Yes. That'll be awesome.
So, let me see. Remember, folks, you can always come watch us record live at twitch.tv/geekgrills on Monday evenings. The next one will be, next Monday, same time. I didn't fill in the blanks, can you tell? In addition to the subs and bits that we get on Twitch from our fans, we are supported by our amazing patrons, favorite grill friends on the internet, and you can become a Patreon today at patreon.com/grills. We do sub games to give away when you sign up. Lots of Steam codes. And there's more than are listed on the website. So just drop us a line.
And if you can't throw money at us, you can leave us a review. That doing so is free. And you can do that on any of your podcast catchers. It helps our rankings, which helps people find us, which is awesome. Also, you can like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter, and you can help us spread the word there.
Hey, that's you. Where can we find you on the interwebs?
Oh, we can edit that. It's fine. You can also listen to me talk about women in gaming on the Glitter podcast, and you can find me on Twitch under the name True Noob. However, I am likely going to be changing that soon to my Madcap handle because I'm bad at branding, and I need to start branding things with the name of my company. So look for that change coming soon.
I am familiar. we did this when we switched over. We were on my channel, now the girls have their own channel, and then I'm doing Heresy and Hearsay. Speaking of which, I can be reached at 9 of 12, that's NINEOF12 on Twitter and Twitch. And on YouTube, doing the Heresy and Hearsay show, I do stream that on my 9 of 12 Twitch channel, and I do finally have the website up at heresyandhearsay.com, and as soon as I figure out this RSS nonsense, it will be a proper podcast. Any day now, I promise. The Jen can be found at The Jen Says on Twitter, streaming on twitch.tv/TheJenPlays, and find everything TheJenSays.com because she owns it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Good game.
Good game. GG.
GG.
Yay.